Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to talk about the one traumatic type of experience that I had that honestly shaped a lot of who I am as a person. So this, and when I say traumatic, traumatic has a lot of different definitions for many different people. Some people are like, "Hey, I almost fucking died," but this was more pertained to a breakup that I went through when I was quite young. So pretty much, if you follow me, you know about my YouTube, like I work out, I go to the gym, but I have this theory that everyone that works out doesn't just work out to work out, right? They have a thing that they're running from, right? No one is running towards something when they work out. They're always running from something. And this is a theory that I've been playing with for a while. And it's pretty much someone who's, we're in really good shape. And this is like not someone who's like, oh, I have a little, I work out sometimes. I look okay. This is like someone who is really taking it to the max in terms of the gym, building muscle, strength, etc. They're running from some sort of trauma or some sort of pain. So if you follow me, you know that I work out. I've done 2 shows. I've strength trained, bodybuilded it, etc. Excuse me. And pretty much how that all started is when I was in grade 9 or grade 10, I went through this kind of like traumatic type of experience. So I remember specifically, this is when COVID hit and all the lockdowns were happening. And I remember sitting in my room and I was looking around and I was like, shit, what do I do? So like any normal kid at the time, I start playing Fortnite, I start playing all these video games, I start doing all this stuff that is online. And mind you, during COVID, you're at home, you're not doing anything. The only people you're talking to in person are your parents, right? Or the people you're living with. So I was like, playing Fortnite, and then that got boring. I was like, okay, shit. I'm playing all these video games. This is getting boring. I need to talk to girls. I need to do something with girls, right? So what I did is I started doing like Instagram and text. So I remember I would go on Instagram, I would DM some girls, and then I would get their phone numbers, and then I would, text these girls and then try to meet up with them. I did this for a while. I did this for quite a little bit of time, and I got a little bit of success with it. But there was this one girl that I was texting for a while, and I don't want to say her name. I'm not gonna say her name. Let's just say her name. Jessica is her name. So Jessica, I was talking to Jessica for a while, and then I meet up with Jessica. So we meet up, and we were at this party, and pretty much at this party, we were hanging out, talking, etc. And I remember this party being pretty nice. It was in a basement, and this basement was like a really nice house, pool table, ping pong table, all this nice shit. And we're sitting in this basement, me and her, and we're like off in some other room in the basement, talking, chopping it up, laughing, etc. I'm immature, she's immature. We're both young, grade 9 or grade 10 or something like that. I know we're 14 years old. Me and this girl were talking, and we ended up kissing. We kissed a little bit, and a kiss turns into a make-out, hookup, whatever. So me and Jessica were pretty much hooking up. And I remember this was like, I think I've hooked up with a few other girls at this point, but it was like, it wasn't anything crazy. But we were just kissing or whatever. And then party ended. I was pretty much right after we started making out, I kind of confessed my love to her. Not really confessed, but I was like, oh, I can't wait to see you again. I'm really happy that I met you. I kind of did all this whatever dumb shit. And then I tried to plan another date at the end of that party, and she was cool with it. We just the tension was high, the emotions were there, etc. So we planned another date, and the other date was at this. We planned to go to the movie theater, and I remember we planned a week out because we had school during the week and we had a week out. So it was like Saturday night was the party, and then Saturday we were going to the movies. So all week I was prepping for this date. I was like, yo, I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna make sure, I remember the entire time I was making sure that I was watching what I ate so I didn't get acne and stuff, so that I would look good that day. I was making sure my skincare leading up to that date was good. I was locked in, right? And then routinely throughout the week, I remember I would FaceTime her. So I would like FaceTime her once a night and then ask her some questions, try to like chop it up, whatever, dumb shit. And then I remember I didn't talk to her on Wednesday. I talked to her on Wednesday, then I didn't talk to her for a few days. But I knew we had that date planned. Whatever. I was doing my routine, ready to look nice. Saturday morning, shoot her a text. I'm the one who shot her the text. Hey, I'm ready for tonight. Just confirming we're on. And then an hour before the fucking movie time or whatever, she hit me with the hey, you're hey, you're gonna hate me. You're gonna fucking hate me. That line. And then I remember feeling so devastated. I was like, no, I have to wait. And oh my God. But it didn't process in me that she wasn't interested. I genuinely believed her excuse. Whatever. So, we keep talking. And then we set another date like a week later to go to some event, right? And she asks me, she's like, hey, is it cool if I bring friends to this event? I'm like, me being naive, I'm like, sure. I didn't want to really stand up to her because I was a bitch. I'm like, sure, yeah, do what you want to do. So she brought her friends, and it was me and my buddy and her friends. And I tried to get some one-on-one time with her, but it felt like I was just battling uphill, and it felt like I was in chase mode, but it didn't really register with me at the time, right? So during this entire event, we were holding hands, and I felt so happy that I was like the man holding her hand, and I was so cool and everything. I was like, yeah, I'm the man. And I was building up this tension in my head. I remember asking my buddy, I went to my buddy, and I was like, yo, me and this girl are basically girlfriend and boyfriend now, right? I asked him. And he's like, yeah, dude, you guys are basically dating. You don't have anything to worry about. You guys are going to be girlfriend and boyfriend. Don't even worry about it. All right, this is what he was telling me. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm cuffed. It's so easy. She's my girlfriend. I kind of just assumed because we were holding hands and we like kissed a few times, whatever, right? So date ends. This is a funny story actually, but date ends. She's like, oh, I'm so cold. It was, I don't know, a little cold out. And I give her my sweater and I'm trying to be like this white knight, this cool fucking hero. I'm here to save you, baby girl. Give her my sweater. She gives it back to me at the end of the night. I'm like, no, you can keep it. But then I took it. She persisted on giving it back to me, and I still didn't realize at the time. Whatever. So after that date, I kind of assumed she was my girlfriend, and then I tried to kind of like, I got her on a FaceTime, and I tried to kind of ask her, to kind of be my girlfriend. But the way I asked her was like, I didn't ask her to be my girlfriend, but I asked her like if she liked me. I don't know why I asked her this, but I asked her, I was like, Jessica, do you like me? And she took like a day to respond, and she said, I remember her texts were getting slower and slower, and I was like always asking her things and trying to tell her, how's your day, good night, whatever, trying to be this nice guy. And then I remember asking her, do you like me? And kind of like telling her I have a crush on her. And she said, no. All right, she straight up said, no, I'm sorry. And that moment was fucking devastating for me. That was scary. I was like, fuck, wow, what am I going to do? And I remember there was like a week, I was a little bit sad for that week. And then a week later, I texted her back again. And I was like, I reconfirmed it. Well, I want to make sure the focus is good. I reconfirmed it with her. Whatever. So after that second time getting the confirmation, I remember there was this wave that kind of passed over me. This fucking wave. And this wave was intense. It was a wave that I felt right in my gut. What I was feeling during this time is everything that I knew I was going to do in the future, I knew I had to do now. It's very interesting. Right? This is what was coming to me. So I knew that I always wanted to work out. Like I knew, when I was younger, I was like, eventually you're going to work out. Eventually, when you're in university, you're going to work out. You're going to go to the gym. I knew this. But then as soon as, this traumatic experience happened, I was like, shit, I got to work out now. Shit, I got to start reading books now. Shit, I got to start a business now. Right? So during this time, I started working out. I was like, I hated myself. I was like, shit, she doesn't like me because I'm not big, right? And I'm not good enough. Which is true, of course. I wasn't fucking anything. I didn't have anything to offer, right? I wasn't living proof. If I was her, I wouldn't want to be with me, right? So all this stuff sort of kind of waving over me. And I told myself, I was like, shit, I have to do something about this. So I did the things that I knew I was eventually going to do. Started working out, started going to the gym. I actually just started working out in my house, which was during COVID. And then that's kind of how I started going to the gym. And I remember specifically working out with the thought, this may sound kind of autistic, but with the thought of her in my mind. I'm like, I'm going to prove her wrong, doing my reps. I'm going to prove her wrong. I'm going to be this big macho guy. And I was envisioning, I knew exactly what I was going to look like. I knew I had a clear vision of exactly what I was going to look like, the muscle proportions, the size of the belly, etc., what my abs would look like. I knew exactly what I was going to look like, and I knew as a fact that I was going to reach that point. I didn't start knowing that, oh, maybe I might reach that, maybe I won't reach that. It was like I'm 100% going to get there. It's just a matter of time, right? So I knew with certainty because I had so much conviction that I had to change or else like something horrible was going to happen. And that was a lonely time for me. I remember going for walks around my neighborhood and just like listening to like J. Cole or some like soft rap or whatever and being fucking sad. Just like, what am I doing? All right. All alone. So I did that. And that helped me kind of like form a sense of identity, learned how to, stay disciplined, learn a few character traits. But that's kind of the story of like how I started working out, how I got into the gym. But the biggest takeaway from this is no one does anything just because they want to do something. It's really weird. No one that works out to be really big just wants to be big, right? They're running from something, especially in business. If someone's making a lot of money, they're not running towards something, they're running from something. Anxiety, trauma, depression, something, right? So if you want to get to the next level, physique-wise, money-wise, whatever, you have to think about running from something instead of running to something, right? And that's something that you can't really like pick. The best way to do that is just burn the boats in a sense. So whatever security you have, remove it and allow yourself to get energy from that. Otherwise, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed the video, a little story time. And yeah, that's it.